So very good afternoon. It's just about 3 o'clock and the shadows of the sun are stretching. Not car passing on A822. Yes, it's a gorgeous day, but I've purposely delayed my journey out today because I want to try and catch the lower rays of the sunshine on the hills. We'll have a wander up towards the larch tree up there. See where we're at. That's Craig McAlpin over there. And where's my car keys, Annie? Where did you put them? But I've got my spikes on today. On the boots, so that should help me on the ice and stuff, you know. Let's find my car keys. I'm sure I had them in my pocket, Annie. Yes, you did. All right, let's take two and get moving. So we'll have a wander. I've got my large staff. Stop muttering, Andrew, get on with the walk. Would you like to come with me on this little short escapade? We're going walking for an hour or something until sunset. Yes. I'm afraid my mind's been rather roundabout today. There's so many things to contend with at home, and I'm doing too many jobs. I'm a great one in the springtime where I can multitask, but unfortunately in the winter I'm still multitasking, but only a quarter of everything only gets done. So I'm trying to wash dishes while hoovering vacuuming the lounge area, while also going through some paperwork and clearing, and also clearing snow from the pathway, the stairwell and stuff like that for the neighbours. Yeah, so meal never on looks very tempting, doesn't it? But not today, Andy. Let's get our gloves on, Andy, before we get chilled. Anyway, I should say that this is a public footpath which takes you all the way to Loch Turret, several miles across the moors. I have walked it, I've used this track on countless occasions, too many to even tell you about. I've walked the whole thing, and it's a long, difficult, I wouldn't say difficult any, but it's a long haul. There's a lot of up and down, gradients and stuff, which you don't really count that into the mileage, you know. This is Connaughton sheep farm across there, and Mull Hill to the rear, and I've mentioned lots of the hills and my vocabulary for all my loads over the years. But I like it up here, but the only problem is, which is a bit of a nuisance, there's a tendency for them to put the cattle out on this stretch, and they're not always friendly, the cattle, especially if they've got young. So there's a lot of detours required, because you can't walk through cattle when they've got youngsters with them, you see. They will attack you. I've told you this before. I think I have to keep repeating to tell you things, but because I don't think you listen. But anyway, there's no cattle around today. They'll all be in the byres. Yes, I'm glad I've got these spikes on. I can feel the ice crunching and crackling underneath my feet. But like all things, you can't just solely rely on these spikes being completely, foolproof for a fall. You have to take additional care, but it gives you a little bit extra confidence when you're on this sort of stuff. And but they're difficult, not difficult, but they're I mean, you have to bloody stretch your bloody biceps to the max to get these bloody things onto your boots. But this is what I wanted, the colours today. I want the colours as the golden sunshine starts to head over towards Glenartney. I can see these bloody big turbines that are sticking up behind the knock. You won't see it against the sun, but I can see them, and they're horrible bloody things. They really are. It's totally spoilt my views of the southwest now. It really has. They're absolutely gigantic. They're a quarter of a mile each. Just ridiculous. Quarter of a mile each into the sky. Now this takes you all the way. Sorry, my camera's all over the place, isn't it? This takes you all the way up into the Shaggie. The source of the Shaggie, which I've been up and explored when I was a teenager and stuff, you know, when I was in my exploration days, which I still am to some degree. But I've done all this stuff, so I really know everything upside down in this parts. But let's get a move on, Andy, otherwise we're standing stationary for too long. Now, of course, the snow on the ground offers a certain level of tranquility. That's why I like coming out into the snow, because it's, you know, it highlights the peacefulness of the land that we stay upon. And I've traversed this lot over here in pitch dark coming off the mountains, and I've well, there's so many stories I could tell you, but I mean I can't tell you everything. But coming across there, but I had a torch, and I knew exactly where I was going to catch the top fields and zip down just north of the village of Monzie. But I couldn't believe the number of cars which were slowing and stopping and looking up and seeing this light. And I thought, well, what did they think it is? It's only Andy out for a wander. Mind you, it was 8 o'clock at night and it was pitch black, and I don't know what they thought, but of course every step I was taking the torch was going in all different directions. And I enjoyed that night. It was a good thing to do. I think I come from the Glenalmond over the tops because I didn't want to go on that main road. And, anyway, let's shoot down. Shall we get a picture in the sunshine, Annie? So this part of the country, this is the very top part of the Shaggie Dell, and it's a very, very deep gorge which travels all the way down to the village of Monzie. Of course, this is all part of the Highland fault line, and the falls are just down in here. They're a rather precarious place to actually visit. We'll pass over the falls arena, but I can't show you them. I have shown them before, a long while back. I'm sure I did at least, but this is the Shaggie Falls, or the Monzie Falls, whatever you want to call them. They have both names attached to them. But, it's absolutely delightful out here today, you know that? I can't wait for that moment when I just get out of my bed and go straight out the door with a flask of coffee and a pile of sandwiches and some biscuits, and off I go for the day. Can't wait. So that's the Shaggie Falls. They're not up to much today, fortunately. There's not a lot of water coming off the mountains because most of it's stoned by Scottish water, and it's diverted towards it's diverted into Loch Turret Reservoir. But anyway, I dare say if I come up here during the early October rains, we would have seen this quite spectacular flow. And, anyway, that's the falls of Monzie or Shaggie. Let's continue upwards and onwards, any. So you can see the tonal colours are starting to illuminate as the sun lowers. I love it up here. Not only the sheep are grazing here, but of course the sheep are elsewhere. So what we'll do, we'll go up to the upper larch area, and then what I think we might do, Annie, I think we might come back down, do a little heads over, get some pictures of Skelly Crag from the east, and then we'll get back to the car before, well, in twilight I suppose. Okay, so the reason I brought you up to the larch trees is because this is my stopping point. From my village, when I'm heading to the mountains, this is always my first port of call for a summertime drink of water or a wintertime sip of tea or coffee. I sometimes do tea in the summer as well. But this has always been my first stopping point, and if I'm returning the same route, it's my last stop. And well, it's just fabulous, isn't it? You have to pinch yourself every so often just to remind you we are still only in the middle of January. So the daylight sinking away here just after 3:30 is not, well, it's not unusual, is it? But this time next month the daylight will be slipping at 4:30, 4:45, so okay, so we'll come up a bit higher, and you might see over the horizon there, that's east and west Lomond, but just slightly there to the right hand side behind the pylon, that looks down onto Loch Leven. So I've thoroughly enjoyed dozens of outings, hundreds of outings up in this part of the world, and I've not been around here for a long while because obviously I've gone further afield, but this was, you know, I like to call it my own. It was my own stomping ground. I found many of the high peaks and stuff in my searches. This is up towards Mildew up there, and across this is Milneveron. This is not Beath over here. But you go up there you reach the top, and there's a track can take you along. This is the Shaggie down in the wood below the larch tree there. The Shaggie winds its way all the way up through the glen there. That's the pathway eventually stops. There is a track that goes up to Mill Hill, and there's one which is used by the shepherds on its way up to Mael Tar Suid, which I like to use. This is a track which, well, I'm presuming this belongs to the Connaughton sheep farm. But certainly up there's a track, and I'm sure it was constructed by Scottish Water, although they were under a different name, I think, previously. There's a lot of geese flying down. I don't know where they're going. They're very high, those geese. Can't hear them. I don't know where they're going. But anyway, this is the sort of east edge of, or the northeast edge of Craig MacAlpin. You get up top there, it becomes a bit rocky at the summit. It's absolutely gorgeous, and of course over the back there, as you're heading towards the Blue Crags and several miles to Loch Turret. I have to say I really have enjoyed so many of my escapades up this neck of the wood in all seasons. But I do find difficulty in getting out first thing in the morning in the winter. I can't wake up, you see. It's my condition. I physically cannot get my brain operational for at least 2 hours. And obviously it has impacts on all the things I want to do, and even gathering things together. I don't want to leave home without things. And in summer months, you know, it's not such a problem, you see. They reckon I've had the condition all my life, and it's probably why I was a bit of a sleepyhead in the winter months. I love my paper rounds, and but I often fail to keep my job during the winter for oversleeping. And I think even in primary school I used to come in late, and they used to call me a dormouse because I was always sleepyhead when I came in, couldn't wake up. It's also impacted me for lots of college courses which I've done, and halfway through I get to the winter, I just can't get it done. It affected my education at school. It affected my athletics. I never performed well at my winter meetings when at Edinburgh. Not as well as I should have or could have. It's just all what it was. So you can see it does dishearten me, but the only thing that makes me have a little hope is the fact that I know that in a few weeks' time it starts to gently ease away. I get little boosts of energy as it starts to recover. And it's during those energy boosts that I tend to go and start these jobs that I'm telling you about in the house, because I want to try and get on and have everything cleared before I start my spring and summer outdoor adventures. I don't know why I'm telling you all this, but it's a true story. And it's caused just because of the dark. I cannot, I cannot wait. Start again, Annie. I cannot awake naturally in the winter. Well, I can, but let's start again, Andy. Come on, think about what you're damn saying. In order for me to awake naturally, I have to allow the sun to get up. So I can't wake up naturally at 6 o'clock in the morning in the winter months because there's no sunshine. I need an alarm clock. I need to, and the chances of getting up is pretty slim. But as soon as the light hits the window, I'm up. So I can wake naturally. And in the summer, I don't need any sleep because I'm fully awake the whole damn time. You can probably see why I wanted to come out up in this direction. Beautiful. My trouble is that I'm not in conversation with anyone at all. I can't share any conversations with them because they don't know what I'm talking about. They don't know the locations or the places which I've visited, and it's very frustrating. Sometimes they nod their head, but I know that they don't understand. They haven't seen it. They don't know what I'm talking about. You know, I don't know. This. I tried to tell them. I said I've been on every bloody hill in Strathairn, between Strathairn and Loch Tay. I don't think they've grasped the magnitude of what I've managed to do. But for me, it's very satisfying when I come out, and I like to look around and say, well, yeah, I've been on that, I've been on that, I've been on that, been up there. But I'm not going to have another year of repeating all the same hills. I'm going to be stretching out further west. I've got Ben Crieff, for example, and do some Glencoe stuff as well. That's my intention, any. Well, I have to say I've thoroughly enjoyed my walk today, and you don't have to go far, and you don't have to, you know, exert yourself to the limits just to get out and about. But I had an idea that this is when I wanted to come today, not too far away due to the condition of the roads more than anything. But I thought I'll zip up here. We'll do a pleasant walk up to the, you know, the larch trees. I can't think, larch trees up there, and I've enjoyed it. I have, and I'm not, you know, halfway up a moor, thinking, "Crikey, I'm never going to get down here in daylight, and oh, the fire will be out, and oh, I've not got my tea start." All that sort of stuff goes through your head. Look at the beautiful pink in the sky. This camera's not going to show it, is it? That is amazing. I think the Northern Lights will be jumping around this evening for sure. Definitely. That's a beautiful sky, Annie. I saw a little bit of the Northern Lights in Iceland when I was there in Reykjavik. And someone says to me, you've probably seen them often because of the white streaks in the sky, like this sort of stuff, pink. I says, yeah, but you know, I wanted to see dancing colours,